Hey everyone, you are watching Super Chat on WCCB Charlotte CW. I am your host, Just Jess, here with Jonathan Rosenbaum, artist and creator of the book Adorable Beastlies. Look at how cute. Oh, I love the little beastling. It's like the ugly duckling,
yes,
but a
like
beastling.
Yes, it is.
It's the adorable beastling, not ugly at all. No. We're going to learn more from Jonathan later, and Kay Farmer, who knows all about the latest movies coming out. She has seen a lot of them before they come out. Unlike me, who sees them about like when they're on Netflix. And it's like, what did I want to watch? The Oscar movies from last year? Yes. So you know all the good ones. We're going to get to with Kay. She saw a new one you guys are going to be interested in. She's going to tell us about it. But we got to talk about this episode of Supergirl because a lot happened in like the last 2 minutes. A lot. Yeah. The biggest whole thing about the episode was that there's a cult praying to Kara Zor-El as Supergirl as their god. Anyways, this guy had a beta-hedron probe, and it appears that when they destroyed this probe and sent it down into the, I guess, the mantle of the Earth, which seems not the best idea. I don't know. I'm not a geologist, but I thought I was like, that's a weird plan. But essentially, it seems like it lit up. Remember the spaceship from episode 1 this season that was in the water?
Yeah.
It seems like it kind of charged that. And we see people in the pods in that spaceship, and also we see that Sam Arias, who we know is going to be Rain, has a really weird encounter in the bathroom.
And they showed the encounter, and then they say 24 hours earlier
Yes.
to kind of show that that's when it kind of.
Do you think that that's what like charged that? Like, do you think that's?
I'm guessing that's what it.
Power.
But she had that little episode a few episodes ago. Where she was strong, or something was showing through. Something was happening with her. So
Yes.
it's kind of interesting that.
And how do you predict that Rain will kind of come to fruition? Because she seems like such a nice person right now. What will turn her evil?
Well, I'm guessing that with the world killer concept, it's not as much of a choice. It's one of those things that's it's not programmed in her, and so it's.
It has to be kind of like some kind of spark would.
It'll be a conflict, I would have to say. It might override her personality, but it's the whole mom thing to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like would have something to do with her daughter.
I think so.
And like that, because it seems like was what pushed her out the first time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think we'll see? Do you think the show will be dark enough to have like Ruby die? Maybe.
I don't know. I wouldn't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who's Ruby's dad? What do you think?
I have no clue, but I want
to know. That's maybe my favorite mystery of all the CW superhero shows right now is who is her, and they allude to it.
And also, like, how did she get there? Was she always there, or what? You know what I mean? It's like, what's that origin?
Well, I just assumed that it was something similar to Supergirl, where she got sent down in the ship, and that she's been living like this human life. The only difference is that she thinks that she is.
Yeah,
exactly. And so then, like, I felt like had the whole thing not gone on with the thing going into the Earth, maybe her powers wouldn't have necessarily come back so soon. But
I agree. I think that the beta-hedron going into the Earth is triggering it. So we did see in the ship there were pods, and there's a hand creepily touches the pod. Now, predictions are that it could be the Legion of Superheroes because they have cast it. Now, it kind of looks male if you're looking at it right there, like kind of a broad shoulder. It looks like you see, and they have casted Saturn Girl, and now she is a member of the Legion of Superheroes. And the thought could be that maybe it's them, and then at one point, a member of the Legion was who's our long lost lover friend. Mon-El. So, what do you think? Is that a possibility? Maybe got lost in the Phantom Zone, picked him up?
It's all open. I mean, and you never know. The pods could also be, an enemy that brings the Legion, because the Legion often comes back into the past.
Yes.
And so that could be also what they are.
They could be coming from the future.
Coming from the future, and then these could be the.
Yeah, and that would be a cool storyline, is to maybe bring Mon-El back, but not. I mean, it could be Mon-El from 200 years in the future. It could be like Outlander. I just was in Scotland.
Got a big long beard, maybe.
Yes, yeah. Do you watch Outlander?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wish.
And it turns into a whole different show.
Oh, yeah.
Do you watch Outlander? No.
I watch it.
It's maybe more of a girl show. Yeah. It's not on the CW. but still funny. Yeah, so we don't know how Reign's going to come to fruition. We don't know how Mon-El's going to come back, but they keep putting Chris Wood's name in the credits, as my boss noticed. So he's coming back at some point.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm not even phased about it. I'm just like, when will you be here?
She's still pining for him too.
Yes.
She drops out of
pretty.
it.
Yeah, we're all sad. Put him back. But you'll notice the show is very girl heavy right now. It's very girl driven, and one of the best characters, in my opinion, Alex Danvers. How did you feel about her whole relationship issue this week?
I'm just gonna say I called it.
Yeah.
Because last week you asked, last week you had the
did.
question of whose relationship was doomed, and I was like, Alex and Maggie from day one.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, you can't stop the whole, she wants to have kids.
And the uncompromising of Maggie is like, nope.
Yeah.
She's like, nope, that face. And it made me a little annoyed. But they should have had this conversation.
Yeah.
And then somebody did bring up on Super Chat a couple weeks ago, they just kind of started dating.
Yeah, and it only really got fast forwarded after Cara was like, don't let the people you love go.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, she's like, will you marry me?
But just maybe keep dating.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a big enough issue to not kind of brush under the carpet.
Now the cult leader did find out Cara's identity. He says he doesn't remember who it is. I don't truly believe him.
Yeah.
Do you think her identity is now at risk?
I think we're going to see him again. I definitely think he's going to come back.
Yeah, and I think he said he didn't remember. Wink, wink.
Right. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And Chad Lowe's a pretty big name. I think that they would do more with an actor like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of identity reveals on the CW this week, including in The Flash. We're going to talk about that next. So I'm worried for Kara. And I'm also wondering, what's the point of James this week or this season? Guardian has. Do you think that the producers are like, everybody hates Guardian? Let's just stop.
I feel like the issue is that from season 1, James and Wynn they were such pivotal characters, and so they've had an issue transitioning them now that they're on a CW.
I do too.
And that there's so many other new characters that are coming in. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if James is written off.
Yeah.
And I hope that Wynn isn't.
Yeah, well, I like when it's funny because it's so girl-driven. It's like he seems just superfluous at this point, and the Guardian's unnecessary. So maybe he won't be rewritten, but maybe he will take more of the role that Cat Grant had. Yeah, more the advisor, as you kind of see, he's giving her advice now. But we're gonna look at the trailer for next week's episode of Supergirl. Be right back and talk about The Flash right here on Super Chat.
So this is what your revenge looks like. Whoever was responsible for this, they deserve to die. No trial, no jury, just erased from the world.
Now that's disappointing. You wanted to be a hero so bad. Now people are gonna die.
Supergirl, all new episode Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.